Minecraft movie is about to break $1 billion in box office sales, putting it in league with only a small handful of other films. But its success wasn't supposed to happen. Core Minecraft fans hated the trailer, making it one of the most disliked videos in YouTube history. The internet was in an uproar over casting and animation decisions. But what was deemed to be a certain box office flop ended up miraculously being saved by a single line that completely changed the fate of the movie. The Minecraft movie had its start in 2014, when Notch, the creator of Minecraft, tweeted that some sort of Minecraft movie was in the works. Fans of the game were incredibly excited, eager to see their favorite game plastered on the big screen. But over the next 8 years, the project got stuck in production limbo, passing hands several times, through directors like Rob McElhenney and Peter Sollett, as well as nearly 30 different writers who all had different ideas for the film. The leading role of Minecraft Steve was even given to Steve Carrell at one point, before that too fell apart. After years of delays, fans were unsure if the movie was still in production, or if it was even still coming out. But in 2022, the project ended up with a rather unexpected director by the name of Jared Hess. Prior to being handed the Minecraft movie, most of Hess's previous works were smaller comedies and art films. His first movie, Napoleon Dynamite, was an indie film that became a box office sensation when it released in 2004. Shot on a shoestring budget of only $400,000.
It's like $1 an hour.
Napoleon Dynamite received critical reception at Sundance Film Festival, after which it went to theaters on a limited run and became so popular that it grossed more than $44 million, staying in theaters for several months. Hess obviously had what it took to create a hit, but a Minecraft movie wasn't just another indie film. This was one of the most beloved games in the world, and it had an enormous budget of $150 million attached to it. Hess had never been in charge of a production this big, and many were skeptical of his qualifications. But he did know the source material, having played the game with his kids when it came out.
When the game first came out, me and my kids would play it constantly. We'd build stuff and then prank each other and destroy it with like TNT. And so just the spirit of the game was just something that I fell in love with.
And he had some idea of what it would take to make this movie into a hit.
There's no story to the game, which is something really unique about it. You bring your own story and your own imagination, your own narrative, your own lore.
To start things off, he'd need a star. Someone who could pull people into theaters just by attaching their name to the movie. That star was Jason Momoa.
Cut to Jared Hess being which was amazing world building. I love his movies, Nacho Libre and Napoleon Dynamite. And I was like, I'd love to work with him.
Momoa is kind of like The Rock or Kevin Hart in terms of being a box office draw. Aquaman, Fast and Furious, he has a knack for taking on big roles, and Hess wanted to highlight Momoa's comedic side by casting him as the opposite of his regular macho man persona. This time, he'd be a washed-up 1980s video game champion designed to be a noob. With one A-list celebrity in the mix, Hess's vision for the movie started to come together, as he aimed to create a family-friendly comedy with a retro cheeseball flavor reminiscent of 1980s blockbusters. The next step was to ensure that he got the source material right. Although he'd played Minecraft before, there were some more technical aspects that he'd need professional help with. Basic things like building, taming wolves with bones, and the minecart sequences were easy enough. But the more elaborate builds, like Steve's Lava Chicken Shack for example, would need to be vetted by experts before they were put into the film. So, the team worked with YouTubers like Mumbo Jumbo, known for his complex redstone builds and other strange contraptions, to help with prop authenticity. They even brought in the creators of Minecraft, Notch and Jeb, to ensure that all of the props and set designs were up to snuff, and to give their blessings for the film. With the team full of Minecraft veterans, it was time to start filming. Shooting was set to take place in New Zealand, with a hybrid of practical sets and heavy CGI used to create the film's visual aesthetic. Initial photography for the film was set to take place at the beginning of 2023, but before they even landed in the country, the whole project hit a snag. Well, actually the whole industry hit a snag. Starting in May 2023, the Hollywood writers' strike began, putting the film industry on hold for months. Just when it finally looked like the Minecraft movie was ready to get made, things were about to come crashing down. Matt Berry, who was rumored to be the original actor cast as Minecraft Steve, ended up vacating the role due to the strikes, and people questioned whether production would even be able to continue. Scrambling to find a replacement, Jared Hess called someone he'd worked with in the past, someone whose larger-than-life persona had the potential to make the project, or potentially break it.
I am Steve.
Hess and Jack Black's relationship stretches all the way back to 2008, when the two worked together on Nacho Libre.
Jared, my friend from Nacho Libre days, said, hey, we want you to jump in here and you and Jason have a kind of like a rivalry, battling for alpha male supremacy. And I thought that sounded really funny. And my boys loved Minecraft, so it was just like, this is happening. It was a no-brainer.
In a Minecraft movie, Jack Black was originally supposed to play a talking pig. Yeah, this guy.
That's a legend.
But with Matt Berry out of the picture, Hess insisted Jack Black accept the leading role instead. The film needed someone who could act as a guide to the characters in the film, while also giving viewers who had never played the game before a crash course in what Minecraft was all about. Black seemed like the perfect person for this role. He'd been a huge fan of Minecraft for years, voicing an audiobook called Minecraft the Island in 2017, and even playing the game with PewDiePie on stream in 2020.
No!
To top it all off, he was coming off of two other video game adaptations, the Super Mario Bros. Movie and Borderlands, so he had at least some experience working in this kind of environment. So, Black graciously accepted the role of Minecraft Steve. When the writer's strike finally finished in September, shooting was set to start, and it looked like everything was on track. The shoots were going well, and between scenes, the crew would play Minecraft together in their trailers, with sources saying that Black racked up over 100 hours playing and developed a borderline fanatical obsession with the in-game material lapis lazuli. To the team, it looked like smooth sailing from here. A few weeks of shooting, a few months of post-production, and they'd finally be able to show their masterpiece to the world. Eager to give something to fans, they released the first teaser for the film on September 24th, 2024. That's when things took a turn for the worst. Fans questioned why it was live action instead of animated. They roasted the cubic sheep and weird CGI. The crafting was messy, and Jason Momoa looked like a buff Dora the Explorer. People were calling it a Jumanji ripoff and compared the animation style to the first Sonic the Hedgehog trailer. But more than anything else, they attacked Jack Black for being cast in the leading role. They hated the idea of an actor who plays himself in pretty much every movie he's in being the person to represent Minecraft Steve. In the game, Steve is a blank slate, an avatar for the player with no discernible personality. So when one of the loudest, most recognizable people in Hollywood got the role, people were none too happy. But Hess was adamant about his casting. This wasn't the Minecraft movie, this was a Minecraft movie. In interviews, he hammered home the point that Minecraft doesn't have a set story, that every person plays the game in a different way, and that this movie was just his interpretation of the source material. But that didn't stop the teaser from becoming one of the most disliked videos in YouTube history. Content creators, critics, and pretty much everyone with an internet connection were leaving negative messages in the comments, and some even created their own animated trailers to show Hollywood what they should have done instead. Following the trailer, things weren't looking good. Jack Black himself, who was so excited to show his version of Minecraft Steve to the world, took it the hardest out of anyone, feeling discouraged and unsure if he'd made the right decision.
I mean, I was surprised because I loved the trailer. I was like, oh, this is going to go over great. There's always so many people that are sensitive to everything you put out there. I love the movie, but now I'm like, oh, I don't know, let's see what everyone else thinks because I don't trust myself anymore.
But the crew were undeterred. At least Hess was. He was confident in his vision and assured everyone that the reason for the backlash was a lack of context.
There was a lot of stuff in that teaser that was out of context. There were so many details out of context.
He realized they could fix a lot of the problems by putting out a second trailer to show people the true intent behind the film.
And it was like, hey, we can do another trailer and a bunch of other trailers that really showcase the tone of what this movie is and really what the movie's all about.
This second trailer opened with the line,
Minecraft trailer, take 2.
As a child, I yearned for the mines.
a nod to the fact that they'd messed up the first trailer, and immediately jumped into the Children Yearn for the Mines meme and the iconic piano track from C-148. This repaired some of the damage done by the first trailer, and public sentiment slowly started to improve. TikToks were going up, counting down some of the most quotable phrases from this new trailer, and people were curious in a so bad it's good kind of way. Maybe going to the theaters to see this terrible film would actually be fun? But when Warner Bros. Released the final trailer for the movie, things took a complete 180, and people went from hating the movie to loving it, all because of a single throwaway joke that caught everyone off guard.
Chicken Jockey!
This line went viral overnight. It wasn't clever, it wasn't important to the plot, and it wasn't even particularly funny. But the internet decided that this was the line that made the movie. People started joking about going to see the film in full suits, memorizing the lines beforehand so they'd know them once they got to the theater. The hype was suddenly in such an uproar that when the movie released on April 4th, 2025, it immediately became the highest grossing film of the year. It hit a domestic gross of $57 million on day 1, added another $50 million on day 2, and within a week, it was tracking to be one of the biggest hits of the decade. People were flooding into theaters around the world, ready to scream, throw popcorn, and in some cases, lift actual chickens to the high heavens.
Chicken Jockey!
Moments like these went viral on social media, drumming up even more hype for the film. People who weren't originally interested in the slightest were suddenly lining up around the block to shout "I am Steve" and "Flint and Steel." Many of them didn't even care about the content of the film, they just wanted to scream quotable phrases and throw popcorn at the screen. The movie became such a phenomenon that theater chains had to post warnings against throwing things and played pre-show messages begging audiences to behave. But by then, it was too late. The film had taken on a life of its own. Chicken Jockey was on the news. The 34-second Lava Chicken song charted at number 21 in the UK. Hess himself admitted, "It's weird when you're having too much fun and the cops get called," which is exactly what happened at several screenings where things got out of hand. It all came to a head when Jack Black himself showed up to one screening in LA, appearing in person before the movie and asking people to enjoy the film, but please don't throw popcorn.
For today's presentation of a Minecraft movie, please, no throwing popcorn, no lapis lazuli, and also absolutely no chicken jockeys!
As of releasing this video, the Minecraft movie has grossed nearly $1 billion worldwide and shows no signs of slowing down. Which leads us to one final question. Were people wrong about the Minecraft movie? Well, right now it's sitting at a rating of 86% on Rotten Tomatoes, but less than 1% of those reviews are about the film. They're all in praise of Chicken Jockey and other things that don't have to do with the movie. In reality, a Minecraft movie is nothing special. The story is uninspired, the jokes are forced, and it really was just made for kids. But for those who were around when this movie was in theaters, the experience was the main reason why it was such a hit. In a world where most media is streamed directly to your living room, going to the theater and getting swept up in the hype is something few people get to experience anymore. How often are you in a room full of people dressed in formal attire, shouting out lines at the screen? Which leads us to, I guess, one more question. Can this experience of going to see a Minecraft movie in person be replicated by other directors in the future? Well, Warner Brothers have called a sequel to a Minecraft movie as imminent, and Michael Bay is set to direct the new Skibidi Toilet movie, which might usher in a whole new wave of video game adaptations trying to cash in on Gen Alpha memes. I mean, there's an A24 Elden Ring movie in the works right now. But the true magic of a Minecraft movie might be a once-in-a-generation phenomenon. After all, who created the experience? It wasn't the big Hollywood budget, it wasn't the actors or the director, it was us, the moviegoers, the people who got swept up in the hype and turned one bad film into memories that will last a lifetime. In many ways, we crafted the Minecraft movie experience, which is about as fitting an end to this story as you could ask for.